Good evening, good afternoon, YouTube. Cuts by Dre, New Styles Mobile Barber. We back in the building for another episode. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Oster Fast Feed Cordless Clippers. Now I know these clippers been out for a while, probably a little over a year now, but I don't see a lot of people using them on YouTube. And I wondered why, because I used to use the corded version 10 plus years ago, and I really like that corded version. I really like how it cut. I like the powerful, the feel of it. And I wondered, how come a lot of people not using these on YouTube? Everybody's stuck on pretty much the same clipper. I don't know if companies was pushing certain clippers, but I wanted to see, for myself, So I was at the Barber Plug the other day, and I seen these, and I said, hey, let me try out these cordless fast feeds again. One thing I do like about them, this is not an unboxing, of course, you see they're already out the box. One thing I do like about these is they feel solid. They feel like you got something in your hand, I compared these to some other clippers when I was at the Barber Plug, and outside of the Babeless clippers, the Babeless FX clippers, those were the only clippers next to these that really felt like I had something in my hand, felt like I had some quality. A lot of the other newer clippers that's on the market, I don't want to name any names. A lot of y'all know a lot of the new clippers that's out that you see on YouTube a lot. A lot of those clippers felt real cheap. They felt real light in my hands. Didn't have much weight to them. Even though these got a little bit of weight, they're still light. They're still not that heavy, and they still got a good feel to them. A lot of other clippers felt like if you drop them one time, that's a wrap. They're gonna break on you. These feel like you might can drop them a few times and they'll still hold their weight. Also, what I like about these clippers is the length of the blade. I don't know if you can see that blade. It's a standard blade that come with it, but it's a real long blade, a long throw is what I say. It actually probably goes from a 0 all the way past a 1 to probably about a 1.5. So if you use a guard with these, a half guard or a 1 guard, you can probably do most of your cutting with just this clipper and 1 guard because of that long throw right there, that extension. That's something I really like about it. Also, it's not a click. A lot of the new clippers out this now, they're giving you these click arms. I guess it's for some of the newer barbers that's out that's not really sure where they need to put their clipper at. I guess it's easier for some barbers, but growing up for years, you didn't have that click. And I like this clipper because it doesn't have a click. It's a nice smooth transition with the lever. And when you don't have a click, you can set this thing anywhere you want it. With a click, you might have about 4 or 5 clicks you can go. But if you don't have a click, I can notch this thing back 50, 60 times if I want to and zero it in exactly where I want it. So that's one thing I like about these clippers, So we're going to go out on the floor today. We're going to do a cut with these, and I'm going to tell you what I think about them. Right now, out the box, I like them. I like the color, that nice burgundy color. I like how they feel, and I like the case they also come in. A nice charging dock. You can also plug them in at the bottom if you want to, if you didn't want to use the dock, or you could just sit them right in the dock. And they're a clean looking clipper. I didn't get the edgers with it because I remember in the past I wasn't real happy with the edges in the past, so I didn't really want to get the edges. I might go back and purchase them and do a review on them a little later. But right now I just want to do a review on these. I still love my FX, edges, my boost edges. So we're going to stick with those in this review, but for the main cut, I'm going to use these Osters right here. So on the other side of this intro, we're going to get on the floor and we're going to test these babies out, and I'm going to tell you what I think, all right? Peace.
Number one of my class.
All right, we out on the floor with my client here, and I'm gonna give you my honest opinion about these fast feeds. I got one of my clients, he's getting a low to mid ball fade wavelength on top, and it's the first time I use these fast feeds, so I'm gonna give you my honest opinion on how these babies work. First of all, first thing I did like about them was that they were kind of quiet. They didn't make a lot of noise. I like to cut by ear as well as by sight because I can hear how much hair is coming off, and that helps a lot. A lot of you barbers out there, try to find you the most quietest clippers you can get, because when you can hear that hair coming off as well as seeing it coming off, it gives you a much better perspective of how much hair you're cutting, whether it's dark areas or light areas. So the quietness of the clipper was a plus. It was not as smooth as I thought it was going to be. It wasn't as smooth cutting as the original fast feeds with the cord that I used to use years ago, but they are powerful. One thing that I did notice about these clippers, the blade is powerful. I'm cutting some coarse hair, but I think if you were to cut some thick hair, straighter hair, it feels like it'll just go through them just like butter. I'll probably show you a cut with those a little bit later on, but right now, I like what this clipper did. Of course, I told you I was going to be using my FXs, my Boost FXs to do the shape up, because I didn't get the Oster fast feed trimmers. I wasn't pleased with them back in the day, back in the past, so I didn't want to, experiment with them now as well. But for the fade, that's all I use. I just use the fast feeds for this entire cut. And as you can see here, I start, like I normally do, go around the whole bottom with a zero the clipper all the way out, all the way around, and then I give you about a ½ inch, pulling the blade all the way back to a 1. Now this clipper has a long blade, so I think it's a little bit more than a 1. I like the fact that the blade is long because you can actually fade a lot more without even pulling your guards out. You can get a lot more done without pulling your guards out. But as you can see, I'm putting a guard now. That's the zero guard, the purple guards. I'm not sure who make those, but they're the magnetic purple guards. I don't like those guards for this particular clipper. I'm not a big fan of those purple guards because they're kind of thick. The teeth are kind of long, so even the zero guard doesn't get as close as I would like it. So if any of y'all people out there, any of y'all barbers out there know of a better set of guards that will fit on this Oster clipper, hey, please comment below, let me know, and I'll try to cop them and see if they'll, make the cut come out better. Now, comparing these to my Boost, I do like the Boost better. The Babyliss Boost clippers, I'm not gonna lie to you, even though this is a review for the fast feeds, I did like the way my Boost cut better. They cut a little bit faster than these cut. Although these do a good job, I felt as though it took me a little bit longer to get the desired cut I wanted. And I believe it was probably due to the blade, not the blades, but the guards. Those purple guards are my favorite. They're kind of big. So I think that probably had a lot to do with it. But as you can see, I'm working my way through this haircut, man. I got that, that zero guard on, because that's pretty much all you need is that zero guard with these clippers. You don't even need the 1 with this purple guard set, because the 1 is even bigger, almost like having a 2 on this particular clipper, because the blade is so long. So I'm doing the detail work here, cleaning my client up as I go. I'm gonna speed the video up a little bit so it doesn't take too much time. But off the top, y'all, I like the fast feeds. I like them a lot. I think they'll do well with certain haircuts in certain areas of haircuts. Would I use them for the entire haircut? I would probably go back to my FX, my Babyliss FX, for a majority of the fade, but these would come in handy for a lot of different areas where I got bulk. This particular client right here, I'm not sure if you can see, but he had a lot of grease in his hair. That's when these clippers come in handy. A lot of grease in your hair, they'll go through grease real easy because of that motor, the particular motor these clippers have in them. They're real powerful, so they just mow right through grease, and that's a plus. And as you barbers know, you can't always take your clients to the shampoo bowl. You would like to, But if you're cutting by appointments and you want a time schedule, you can't always go to that shampoo bowl and shampoo those clients, so you got to deal with what you got in the chair. So it's good to have a powerful pair of clippers that can go through grease. That would probably be one of the main reasons why I would use these, and clipper over comb. I would probably use them a lot for clipper over comb on longer hair, because they feel like they got that torque, that strength to just go through any type of grade of hair. So right now, as you can see, I'm working on my client, cleaning them up, doing some detail work, taking out that darkness. And let me see how far I got to go in the video. So I don't want to make this too long of a video. I just wanted to give you the basics on how I felt about this fast feed clipper. So we're going to just shoot right through here real quick. Take it a little bit towards the end of this cut. And as you can see, I'm still detailing, a lot of detail work with this clipper. Like I said, it took me a little bit longer than I normally would use with my Babeless, FX clippers. They seem to fade a lot faster. As far as sharpness, the Babeless clippers are sharper. I noticed going around the top of the hair, these clippers wasn't real sharp with fine cutting, but as far as cutting bulk and thickness, they did an excellent job. Here I'm just cleaning up the bottom with my Babeless shavers. I never hit the back of the neck with my clients with my barber, because that could bump up clients a lot. I've seen a lot of that in my past, and I just never hit the back of the neck with those. I get the back of the neck as close as I can with my clippers, due to not trying to have any issues with my client bumping up at all. A lot of African American clients tend to bump up a lot more than lighter or Caucasian clients. They seem to not bump up as well. So you can probably use those shavers on the back of their neck. Now I'm using my FX again to just ball out the bottom, just to clean the bottom up. Then I went back to these oysters, because this is what the video was about, so I wanted to use those as much as possible. And they did a pretty good job. I was impressed with them. I'm definitely pleased with them, but like I said, I would only use them for certain areas. Now, me trimming the top right here, they're not as sharp as the Babeless. When trimming the top like that, doing loose ends, I did notice that they didn't cut as sharp as the Babeless would. So I think, these clippers are suited for a particular purpose. And I think that's for thick hair, bulky hair, definitely clients with a lot of grease in their hair. If you can't get them to the shampoo bowl, definitely for that purpose, I would use them a lot. Definitely on kids. They're not loud, they're kind of quiet, and they do get the job done. So that's my take on these Oster Fast Feed cordless clippers, man. On a scale of 1 to 10, I was very excited about going and getting these and using them. I was not as impressed as I thought I was. I thought they would be a little bit smoother. I thought they would be a little bit sharper. I was kind of comparing them to my Andes. I got the ZR detachable Andes, and those are pretty sharp. They're detachable blades, but I can go across the top with a triple aught, and those are pretty sharp and they're very smooth. These right here were not as smooth when fading. I'm a fast fader, so sometimes these felt like they might snag the skin a little bit. So I had to slow down just a little bit on my fade so I wouldn't, snag the client's skin. But overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably rate these clippers about a 7. About a good 7, because they do have their purposes, and I will use them for the reasons that I stated. So that's my review on the Oster Fast Feeds, y'all. We finishing up this haircut. Let me see where I'm at. Kind of skip towards the end of this baby. I'm just lining them up right now using some of my other clippers. And here is the finished product right here. This is what we got. So once again, y'all, I want to thank y'all for checking out this video. Cuts by Dre, New Styles Mobile Barber, and make sure you check me out. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you like my content. If I'm helping you out at all, at any, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, tell some other people. I'm new to YouTube, trying to bring y'all some knowledge, the young and the old, been in the game for 30 years. Peace out.